Deliver us, O Lord, from the fear of hell. Let not the demons destroy my soul when I shall raise them from the deep pit, when I shall command them to do my will. May the day be bright, may the sun and moon shine forth, when I shall call upon them. Terrible of aspect are they, deformed and horrible to sight. But do thou restore unto them their angelic shapes, when I shall impose my will upon them. O Lord, deliver me from those of the dread visage, and grant that they shall be obedient when I shall raise them up from hell, when I shall impose my will upon them. The being, the human being, which the Demiurge has created, the Adam Kadmon form, us humans, as both a spirit, capacity for spiritual consciousness, and a soul, the embodiment of the emotional and thinking functions of the personality. The human being is a composite, the outer aspect being the handiwork of the inferior creator, while the inner aspect has the character of a fallen spark of the ultimate divine unity. In this way, man is a crude copy or clone of a truly spiritual being clothed with the inferior building blocks of a material body. Well, yes, that may have an element of veracity within that statement. However, we know that our human form was purposely tampered with. The 12-strand DNA was severed and reduced to 2 strands of functional DNA by the Anunnaki. So let's not be too harsh with our final judgment when we examine, introspect, when we engage in introspection. But by the same token, let us with great effort and with sublime urgency, seek to raise our energies, seek to heighten, to maximize, to elevate our frequencies to that of a divine aspect. So the fallen sparks of transcendental holiness that we possess as fractals of source, those fallen sparks of transcendental holiness slumber in their material and mental prison. And that is further exacerbated with the frequency fence, the digital matrix that preys upon the reptilian aspects of our construct. So let's not forget that. But while we're not forgetting that and while we are remembering that, let us endeavor to elevate and seek divine perspectives, to become those 5th dimensional angelic aspects of our higher selves that exist in the multidimensional realities of the magnificent of our multidimensional creation that all exists throughout all the omniverse. Let us not forget to endeavor to be elevated citizens of the multi-dimensional omniverse. So, as fallen sparks of transcendental holiness slumber in their material and mental prison, their self-awareness stupefied by forces of materiality, physicality, gender, and mind. The slumbering sparks have not been abandoned by the ultimate unity of the true God, of Source. Rather, there is a constant effort that is directed toward their awakening and liberation. Among the helpers of the slumbering sparks, a particular position of honor and importance belongs to Sophia. We can think of Sophia as that representative of wisdom, embodiment of thereof, wisdom. She was involved in the creation of the world and ever since remained the guide of her orphaned human children. The awakening of the inmost divine essence in humans is effected by salvific knowledge. I'm going to extrapolate the meaning of that word salvific. It's reminiscent of the word salvation. So I would say that is, well, I've never seen that word before, so but I would imagine that to suss it out, as our friends across the pond say, our British friends, to suss the meaning of salvific, I would say it has something to do with knowledge of this that leads one to a salvation realization. So anyway, that is having the power or desire to bring salvation. See, there you go. If I had just kept my mouth shut and acted like I knew what that word meant, it was revealed, as often they usually are, within the very next linguistical construct. That is, having the power or desire to bring salvation. This is called Gnosis, knowledge. Gnosis is not brought about by belief or the performance of virtuous deeds or by obedience to commandments. For these can at best but serve as preparatory circumstances leading toward liberating knowledge. Gnosis is achieved when the spirit, capacity for spiritual consciousness, and soul, the embodiment of the emotional and thinking functions of the personality, are united. Before the awakening, men undergo troubled dreams. Man does not attain the knowledge that awakens him from these dreams by cognition, but through revelatory experience. And this knowledge is not information, but a modification of the sensate being. The awakening, i.e. the salvation of any individual, is a cosmic event. From the earliest times of history, messengers of light have been sent forth from the ultimate unity. The task of these messengers has ever been the advancement of Gnosis in the souls of humans. The greatest of these messengers in our historical and geographical matrix was the descended Logos of God, manifesting in John the Baptist, as handed down by the Knights Templars and the inner circle of the Cathars. The Mandaeans are the last surviving bearers of this knowledge. Well, how about we end with that pleasant photo and everything that it suggests and implicates. Anyway, folks, always strive to obtain salvific knowledge that pertains to your salvation, your awakening. And here is to the great awakening of humanity, that we empower ourselves with our own spiritual technology, that we take responsibility for these genetic vehicles that we have been bequeathed by the magnificent source of all the omniverses. These genetic vehicles are nothing but just flesh suits, space suits for the soul, for that spark, that fractal of divine source that has been bequeathed to us, that we are so fortunate to be able to achieve Gnosis. So anyway, here's to Gnosis and salvific knowledge. Namaste, namaskaram.